I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you
Greetings technicians, this is the Admin Crow here, your coach of the Toronto Star Raptors, bringing you the first battle for the off-season of the TDL, the Technician Dream League. In this off-season, we are focused on tier 3 and below. I did do a draft analysis and a team builder for this week, so you guys can check that out in the description down below if you are interested. And for this week, we are taking on one of my good friend, the other Techmin, Allan AKA DFC AKA the coach of the Costa Rica Tropius. This is not the first time we face off. We did face off a couple times previously in the first season of the TDL. So hopefully the Raptors can pop a W here, and of course good luck to my friend Allan as well. And yeah, let's just pop right into the battle. So over here at team preview, I see immediately that he has no way of getting rid of rocks. I'm not sure if Type-No gets defog. I know Salvali does. I'm pretty sure Type-No doesn't get access to defog. But because it's more of a fun league, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more aggressive with my plays and doing a little bit less calcs. I guess yeah, a lot of unnecessary calcs if I can just avoid, right? So anyways, so I'm just gonna try to get out my hazards as soon as I can. I did bring double rocks this week because his ways of hazard removal are pretty limited. I did mention that in my team builder as well. So over here, I'm just gonna straight up lead with my anti-lead, my Judagon, because I do see that Frostless on his team in case he does want to lead with that thing and set up some spikes against me. I want to be able to take advantage of that. My Achilles, the Judagon, is made to counter his Frostless and any type of lead he wants to go for specifically. Also, I do have the Mode Breaker Earthquake for his potential bring of Rotom Heat. Anyways, as you can see on first turn here, he does lead with his REGI for a fact that I do know that this thing doesn't get Stealth Rock, so I'm pretty happy with just my lead matchup, and I'm just gonna go straight up for Stealth Rock as he does go for a Thunder Wave, and follow up by a Confuse Ray on the second turn. So this is a game we're playing here, right, buddy? And so I'm gonna, you know, fire off a glare of my own, try to paralyze that thing, hinder that thing's ability to potentially sweep me. Or just do a lot of damage to my team after his slow start. So on the following turn, but because I don't want to get paralyzed, and I do switch out into my Mawile, physically defensive wall. It's specifically here to handle the Type-No and the REGI. I did mention that in my team builder as well. He did get paralyzed here, unfortunately, but that's the game we play. If you want to be packing that yellow magic, you know, you better get ready for some para yourself, because I am packing that glare. So I'm just gonna hit him up with a super fam on the following turn, as he's gonna paralyze my Skaha, the Mawile, as well. But that's okay still, because Mawile here is specifically to take hits. I'm more comfortable with doing so, having it getting paralyzed over my other members, of course. So on the following turn, he's actually gonna go for a knockoff as I get fully paralyzed. I wasn't being able to do anything back, and of course on the following turn he's gonna confuse me again, and I actually hit myself in confusion that time, so I didn't want to play this game any longer. So I'm just gonna switch back to my Achilles, the Judagon, as I am packing the Facade. The Dream Punch did an okay amount to me. He's gonna knock off my Yachi Berry, but that is okay because he's not a lead Frostless. So on the following turn, as he goes for another Dream Punch, I'm just gonna fire off a Facade of my own. I did a decent amount, as he's gonna reveal that he has a Citrus Berry. I actually saved my Judagon here simply because I can still use it as setup. I can still basically use it as stack fodder later on in the game, and I was trying to preserve differential here if I have to. So I just go back into my Mawile because I am no longer confused, and I do need that additional attack drop simply because REGI already got his act together. So I do take that Dream Punch pretty well, simply because he's at -2. So on the following turn, I think I actually go for the Super Fan because that's the best move I can hit it with. As he switched out to his Wormadam, so I was like, this is good. I don't have to play this Parafusion game anymore. As I make an aggressive switching into my Nidoking, as I know that I take any hit, as he just set up his rocks of his own. And over here, I made a prediction on the Protect here. Because it's a no drawback play, simply because he doesn't have any poison type on his team to absorb the toxic spikes, and on top of that he doesn't have any hazard removal anyways. So in case he is packing some sort of setup or sub mon on his team, T-Spike's gonna put in the finance of work. So I actually caught him on his Protect here to scout out what if I'm choiced in some way. I basically got a layer of T-Spike up for free, and on the following turn I'm just gonna fire off an Earth Power. This is modest max special attack Nidoking. As you can see, I did over 50% to him, so it is a 2-hit KO, as he's just gonna go for the Infestation, preventing me from going for any doubles. So on the following turn I'm just gonna fire off another Earth Power to finish off this Wormadam. On the free switch, he does go into his Frostlass. I'm just gonna stack off my Judigon here, as it no longer tracks the Frostlass from the amount of health that it was at. So on the free switch, I actually did a quick calc here because I am modest on minus attack nature. So I wasn't sure, even with the Life Orb, I wasn't sure what if my Sucker Punch is gonna be able to knock him out from this range. So I did a calc. It was a minimum of 57%. So unless he's somehow HP invested, which I don't think he is, because he needs to run max speed in case I run basically not a speed boosting nature Swallow. So I'm just gonna fire off a Sucker Punch, revealing the fact that I am Life Orb and be able to pick up the KO on his Frostlass. It does disable my Sucker Punch with his Curse Body, but it doesn't really matter, as I'm just gonna switch out on this incoming Gastrodon into my designated switch-in, my Assault Vest Overdrive, the shiny Vikavolt right here, as I do know I take any hit, but he actually revealed the Ring Dance over here. I know I outspeed at Gastrodon naturally, that's why I just go straight up for the Energy Ball, so I was able to OHKO that thing with a little bit of prior damage coming from the Stealth Rock, so that was really good on my part. Thankfully, because that was actually one of the more problematic mons to my team. He does go into his Heliolisk on the free switch-in. I do take that ring boosted Surf relatively well. He's gonna be getting back a little bit of health with Dry Skin in the ring, but it doesn't really matter. I was being able to 2-hit KO it with a Bug Buzz. So my idea here is that the two remaining members of his team are all physical attackers, so I didn't want to stay in with my Vikavolt, and because the fact that Regigigas do have that slow start, plus the fact that he's paralyzed, so I'm guaranteed to outspeed, I'm actually gonna go for a fast Volt Switch here to go into my Scrafty here. I did land a crit, so it didn't really matter in the long run, as you guys can see over here. I'm just gonna be able to knock him out with a Dream Punch and get my Moxie and be able to finish off this game with a +1 overall pummeling coming from Supreme the Scrafty, making his debut on the Star Raptors this season. So just be able to pick up the KO on that type note. I don't know what item he has. It very well might be Eviolite. I didn't really do the calcs because I just want to be able to get a KO with my Scrafty here. I didn't really need a Dragon Dance in the end because he's the monster he brought wasn't all that fast, and the physical attackers he had in the end didn't it didn't make sense. I was considering stacking my Vikavolt there because I didn't want my Scrafty to get confused from the potential confusory coming off the Regigigas. I was thinking to going into it with a free switch, but the fact that he actually went for knockoff and the fact that I was Z Crystal, it really helped out. And yeah, so GG to Allan. It's a very good battle to kick off the season. The Raptors being able to pick off a 5-0 to kick off the off season, so that's really great. and I was be able to show off my Scrafty a little bit here in the end and get that Moxie boost. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me this week. Hopefully we'll see you guys next time, and this is gonna be Admin Crow here signing off. Goodbye, technicians.